Following the victory of former President Donald Trump in Tuesday's election, women are facing increasingly misogynistic comments online because, men are emboldened, terrible men, boys are emboldened to make these comments. A large number of women are reporting that men are coming to their comment section, writing things like, "Your body, my choice," among other things. Now, this was popularized by Nick Fuentes, the Groypers. He wrote, "Your body, my choice, forever." Oh, yeah. Now, that phrase immediately gained popularity on TikTok, where numerous women have been told that their bodies no longer belong to them following, the presidential election result. In fact, one said, "Your body, our choice. We own your body now." This is according to Hannah Court, advocate for women's healing and liberation, in a post on the app. Men have no longer have or be quiet on their hatred for women, she claimed. They can hate us out loud and lose nothing. Influencer Camilla Guadarrama revealed, "I had to delete a video because I was being threatened, and several men were commenting saying that they couldn't wait until I get raped, or they were saying, 'Your body, my choice.'" And one person asked in response, "How are young women supposed to feel right now?" Another said, "They're just proving that it's more about controlling us women than actually caring about politics or policies." Yeah, yeah. Look, I'm pretty sure we all saw this one coming. Okay, not at all surprised that the party that claimed to, by the way, be anti-trans. Okay, but we're just trying to protect women. We're trying to protect girls. Now being extremely misogynistic. Shocker. Others said, quote, "Have fun losing your rights. Now zip it and make me a sandwich and keep your legs closed." Another said, who, by the way, had a bio in all caps that said, "Christ is king," quote, "They will never get to make decisions about their own body." Once again, tell me how these people are supposed to be pro-women. How the right wing is supposed to be looking out for women. No, they're not. They're not. Not at all. "Oh yeah, no, we're looking out for women because we care about we're very, very pro women here." No, you're not. No, you're not. There's more comments too. Alleged sex trafficker Andrew Tate wrote this: "I saw a woman crossing the road today, but I just kept my foot down. Right of way, you no longer have rights." In another post, he said, "The men are back in charge." And a repost of a woman saying she's asking for a president who isn't a rapist, he said, "Request denied." Wired also reported on some violent and bigoted posts celebrating Trump's win, pointing to posts calling for rape squads, talking about rounding up all the gays into camps, reveling in white power, and threatening Trump's opposition. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? The masks are off, okay? Donald Trump encourages people to be the worst version of themselves and to be happy about it, to be so incredibly open. Now, I'm not saying this represents all men that voted for Trump in this election. No, that would be ridiculous. I would sound like a Democrat making excuses for the economic failures of the Democratic Party. I'm not at all interested in that, okay? I'm not going to point at all of Gen Z that, a significant portion did vote for Donald Trump and say, "Oh, you're all sexist." That's about as dumb as pointing towards the Latino community, which swung from Biden to Trump, and saying, "Look at all those Latinos. They're racist and they're sexist." No, of course not. Is there sexism and racism in those groups? Yes, there's sexism and racism in all groups. Okay. Are they the majority? No, the majority of people voted in this election over economic issues. Okay. That's what they said. All right. And now that's not to say that, again, misogynists didn't also vote for Donald Trump out of misogyny, the fact that they didn't want to see a woman president, especially one that was black, black and Asian. But hey, not a majority, right? there is an issue with young Gen Z men, all right, being sucked into this. In fact, back in 2023, Ben Rich and Ava Bujalka wrote in The Conversation, the manosphere contrasts the growing challenges faced by men, which are absolutely real, by the way, with the increasing social, economic, and political success experienced by women. The zero-sum claim posits that female empowerment must necessarily equate to male disempowerment, and is evidenced through simplified and pseudoscientific theories of biology and socioeconomics. Look, there are legitimate issues with young men having a difficult time in employment, education, housing. There's depression, there's suicide, etc. A lot of men, young men, looking for answers. And then where do they end up? They end up going online and getting suckered into, these influencers in the manosphere that claim to help them. But in reality, they just marinate them in misogyny and homophobia and racism. Okay? So the ones that ended up turning towards the right wing, look, here's the thing. They get sucked in, not because they start out being racist and misogynistic and bad people. They get sucked in for community. Because they're looking for answers. They're looking for help. Because everything out there right now is pretty terrible for Gen Z, right? I know, I grew up as a millennial, okay? 2008 housing crisis. I know how bad it can be. I lived through that, all right? And they're living through stagnant wages. They're living through the fact that they're never going to be able to own a house. Rents are so incredibly high. Things have gotten worse. Is there any surprise that there is a gigantic backlash against the elites? All right? Yes, that's happening. But because the right wing has been so good at messaging and so good at taking over all of social media, all right? X, owned by billionaire Elon Musk, massively right wing. YouTube, massively right wing. In fact, herds people towards right wing content. Okay? TikTok, same thing. You have billionaire owners of these social media companies that have their algorithms set up for rage bait, clickbait, whatever, that incentivizes right-wing content that sucks people into having these horrifically misogynistic opinions. Okay? That's it. Now, the thing is, none of that is going to solve their problem. No. You see, the same people the billionaires who have these social media companies and then bankroll these misogynistic, people like Andrew Tate and Daily Wire, Ben Shapiro, Benny John, all the people that are pushing this crap get rich. And they're the ones that are keeping the rents high. Those are the ones that are preventing any progressive economic populist policies from getting passed and actually helping young people. They benefit from this. And that's the big con that's going on here. Okay? The reason that young people are having issues is because of the right wing policies. The rich have been allowed by Republicans to rig the system, to rig the game, to buy the politicians that are setting the policies. Okay? And by the way, guess what? A lot of these same billionaires buy Democrats too. And so Democrats, enough of them are bought, you're not going to get any sort of progressive policies to help not only young men, by the way, but also young women, working class people. And so that's your problem right there. Okay? And so you got these right-wing content creators that have to distract people from the real problems. And that's what they've done. Okay? And look, these young men, they're probably never going to realize it. They're not going to see what the real issue is. And you know what? If they do wake up one of these days and do understand how they're being manipulated, great. We certainly have seen that. But so far, no. A lot of Gen Z men are being manipulated to blame women, wokeness, and the left for the problems that are actually being caused by the right wing and their economic policies. So I hope one day they will wake up, because look, do I think all men are bad? No, of course I'm a man. All right. No, I think men are great. Okay. Speaking as one. But I do think that there is a lot of issues that have been ignored by the establishment, and a lot of really lazy, you know, um, lazy excuses as to why the Democrats lose, especially in this election. Again, calling, Latino men sexist when Mexico just elected a woman president. I mean, come on, right? No, they're not uniquely, misogynistic. And young Gen Z, again, I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. It definitely does. All right. And this misogynistic stuff, this noir even, is just horrific, right? But a lot of this is born from this massively right-wing media ecosystem that has radicalized young people and misled them into thinking that their problems are because a woman can now get a job and have a credit card and a bank account, okay, and control over her own body, and that's just not true. And so, I hope people do wake up, wake up and understand who the real enemy is. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.